Welcome, ladies and gentle dudes. I am your host, Slam Central, and we're back with another episode of Reviewing with Slam. We're going to be talking about a very hot topic today, and that is the Royal Rumble 2007. Now, this is a very beloved event from a lot of fans. A lot of fans saying that this is one of the greatest of all time, and Undertaker and Shawn Michaels stole the show, and this was top to bottom a great card. And I watched it myself, and it was just mid.
Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction.
Now listen, before you dislike the video, hear me out. Hear me out, okay? Hear me out. Hey, take your hands off the dislike. This is all my opinion. So if you feel like this is the greatest event, props to you. It's just not for me. We can have difference in opinions, but just enjoy the ride that Slam is taking you on. How about you do that? Thank you. So let's start off with the Hardy Boys versus Eminem. Let me tell you something real quick. Eminem gotta be the drippiest tag team that I've ever seen in this company. That whole coat that they got, the swaggy ass pants that they have. They got Melina on their side, which increases the hell out of their aura. Without Melina, I don't think this team is as cool as they present themselves to be. And dude, that mask that Joey Mercury has, oh my lord, I know every fan has seen that before. That clip where he got hit with the ladder on his nose and it busted his shit. Oh my, that has to be one of the worst looking injuries I've ever seen. Then we got the Hardys coming out, and I'm not gonna lie, this has to be one of their lamest gears I don't ever seen. What were they thinking going out there looking like bums from the street? And to be honest, we all know why the Hardys were a thing in 2007. It's because Matt Hardy couldn't get himself over because he is absolutely useless without Jeff Hardy. So they had to bring in his brother, and they had to put him immediately in a tag team.
Why you bullying me?
And it seems like there's a pattern going on, a pattern formulating, and that is Jeff Hardy not having the best of matches when I'm reviewing these pay-per-views. It's like I'm the freaking Dynamite.
I throw my hands up in the air sometimes. Say
Dynamite? What the fuck? What is this, AEW? But hey, listen, their theme song has to be top 5. But keep it real, this match was ass. It was lame. I just found myself wanting to skip the match more than anything. Nothing impressive was coming out of them until the Obama administration. Now, everybody know about the Obama administration, Jeff Hardy. He was a demon. That man was probably the most popular dude on the planet. And you can't debate that. You cannot debate. He was bigger than John Cena in 2008. But yeah, the match was lame. That's pretty much all I can say about it. 17 minutes, I think it was, or 20 minutes. That tag team match is just boring. Then they head over to a backstage segment with Edge and Kelly. This had to be the most freakiest shit I've ever seen. Then Randy walked in. They had some tension between them, and then they grabbed their numbers, and Edge was like, I'll let you see my thing if you let me see yours. Out of context, that sounds fucking insane. But listen, they were talking about the balls. That's not even worse now that I'm thinking about it. The next match was Bobby Lashley versus Test, and I'm gonna be honest, what was the importance behind this? Why was ECW getting the push that it was getting back then, knowing damn well Vince didn't give a fuck about that brand? Test in 2007 just wasn't it. He just wasn't doing it for anybody. If you were interested in Test during 2007, you must have a fucking problem, an issue. You need a therapist. You need to figure out what is wrong with your brain. You are more mentally ill than Randy Orton in 2009. You need some help. This was actually a pretty fine match. The only thing that took me out was the ending. Test walked out after he got hit with a clothesline from Bobby Lashley. Imagine a big ass dude fighting another big ass dude, and they're duking it out. It's pretty even. One of the big dudes hits him with a weak ass move. The other big dude that got hit with the move just leaves and says,
I don't want the championship anymore.
That makes him look like the biggest dumbass known to man. This was a huge waste of time as Bobby Lashley ended up getting him back into the ring and beating his ass. They could have just had that and ended it right there. Why are we trying to make Test look strong? We just made him look like a puny bitch. After this, we head over to a backstage segment with Cena and Vince, and dude, John Cena looks so motherfucking young in this shit. It makes me sad knowing that we're going to witness his retirement soon, man. I really hope they do him justice. But dude, you could tell he was going bald because his shit was parting like the Red Sea right down the middle of his cranium. We have Batista versus Mr. Kennedy up next, and this was another fine match, but that's pretty much it. There was nothing special about this. I ain't gonna lie though, Mr. Actually, hold on. I gotta make it just like how he be doing it. Mr. Kennedy. I'll be honest, this guy was a hooper. He was a baller. Like, he had me hooked as a kid. I'm so devastated that he didn't have the career that he was panned out to have. Towards the end of the match, Mr. Kennedy kicked Batista in the balls because they pushed down the ref, and then he hit Batista with a neck breaker. I'm sorry, sir, but did you expect the entire world to think that you were going to beat Batista after kicking him in the balls and hitting him with a weak ass neck breaker, bro? Dude, when he went for the cover and I see how long he was on top of Batista, pause, I'm just like, bro, what are we doing? You're making Batista look weak as shit. I'm not gonna lie, Mr. Kennedy was pretty over. I think the crowd wanted a new champion because they were chanting Kennedy towards the end of the match. So, man, the potential that man had. Then we head off to a backstage segment once again, and what the fuck did I watch? We had horny Dracula out here kissing up on his little mistress. This is one of the parts of the show where you had to turn off the motherfucking TV because your parents was about to walk in and it looked like you was watching a premium porn film. And this is the shit you guys be advocating for. You old heads, the one that's fuming right now watching this video. You the one that be advocating for this dumb shit. Then we had somebody leave their leprechaun son on the loose. I don't know what the fuck his involvement was here because he wasn't even a part of the Rumble, so I don't know what he was doing here. Then the great dummy came in and he grabbed 3 balls in his fat ass hand, pause. And then they were like, oh, you can only grab 1. So he dropped 2. And then Kelly picked them up with both of her hands. And she was like,
these are the biggest balls I ever held in my life.
Then we head over to John Cena versus Umaga. This was brutal. This was a very great way to make John Cena look tough. This was a great way to make Umaga look like a fucking monster. Umaga was basically beating Cena's ass for the entire match. And I would have preferred Umaga to win the title because I feel like this was just a perfect crowning moment to put it on that monster. He was believable. The crowd was behind him. He looked like a genuine badass. He looked like somebody that could really carry the company. And Estrada was a good fucking talker. So they could have really done something special there. Towards the end of the match, and it was a bloody mess. Cena was choking his ass out. Umaga passed out and the ref started to count. But Umaga got up in like 3 seconds. That shit made him look like a monster. I thought they were about to do something crazy, and then Cena put him right back in the STFU. And that was pretty much the end of the show. So I mean, the end of the match. Next, we head off to a backstage segment with Sandman, and you ain't know his crazy ass had his candlestick in hand. He had his beer. What? Let me get 2 beers. What? 3 beers. What? 4 beers. What? Yeah, he had his beers in his hand. Crack that shit. That probably looks crazy on camera. Don't fucking clip that, please. Now we head over to the Rumble, which was probably the most filler shit I ever watched. It was just a bunch of jobbers filling time. That's literally all it was. There was stars, but there were like infant stages of their careers. The majority of the veterans in here are people who were from either an era behind or 2 eras behind with fucking Ric Flair and Finlay, or people from ECW who nobody fucking cares about anymore because ECW wasn't even looked at as a third brand. It was looked at as the AEW's fucking Rampage show. I mean, you had Punk there, but he was in ECW. He was just starting his career. Edge was in a tag team with Randy Orton. And here's a part that really pissed me off. Sandman came in to a big pop. He comes in with the candlestick. He starts smacking everybody in the head. Tell me why King Booker throws him out the Rumble and that's all we get from Sandman. What the fuck was the point of the backstage segment if we weren't gonna do shit with him? The only exciting part of this Rumble is the one that you take out. Come on, bro. What are we doing? Then we had horny Dracula make his appearance, and I'm like, okay, he had a segment backstage. He's probably gonna have an integral part to this Rumble. He ain't do jack shit. He was lost in the mix. He literally didn't do anything. There was no spots planned for him. Usually in the Rumbles nowadays, what would happen is somebody would come in, a mid-carder would come in, and they would have spots. They would have spots dedicated to them. So it's like, you know, they have a little showcase. Horny Dracula didn't have any showcase. He just went to the corner and got lost in the shuffle. And when he got eliminated, nobody fucking cared. Then we finally had Star Power come in with Heartbreak Kid, and you know, everybody was excited because he's one of the favorites. It was cool. It was finally we have some star power. It got boring again because just nobody came after. This was the following entrance after Shawn Michaels: Chris Masters in 2007, Chavo Guerrero in 2007, MVP. Listen, he was a little star, but like he ain't main event material in 2007. Carlito, he got a nice pop, but give me a break. The Great Dummy. This has to be the most jobber-filled Royal Rumble. And then we had The Miz. 2007, we had The Miz coming in at number 29, bro. What are we doing? And he got eliminated immediately, by the way. When thinking about a Rumble, let's add in main eventers and let's add in mid-carders. Let's spice it up. No, this whole entire Rumble was just mid-carders and lower carders. Who was in charge of this shit? And then the last final entrant was The Undertaker, and that's when shit was about to go left. That's when he started beating everybody ass, and everybody was hyped up because the two favorites, well, four favorites, we had Edge, Orton, Taker, and HBK all in the Rumble right there. Those are your four favorites, and it ended up being the final four, which is rightfully so. Yeah, Edge and Randy Orton tried to team up. Edge tried to turn on Randy. Randy caught his ass. Then they tried to team up again, and they tried to take out HBK. HBK ended up super kicking them, both of them. Then we had HBK and Undertaker standoff, and it was a foreshadow of what's to come for their rivalry with one another. I mean, what can I say? It's two greats, two fucking greats having a one-on-one match. The best Rumbles are the ones that have those matches at the end. I'll be honest, this is not one of those because it was just boring from top to bottom. Like, imagine 2025 Royal Rumble exactly structured like this. You guys will be calling it the most biggest disappointment ever, and that is a testament of the time right now. We have so much good talent, and you guys call that the best Royal Rumble ever. Let's keep it a buck. But yeah, that was the Royal Rumble 2007. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Reviewing with Slam. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that bullshit, and yeah, I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. I think I already said that, but hey, who fucking cares? I'm gonna grab me something to eat just like last video because I'm hungry. So yeah, have a blessed night.